Hi guys, it's that time again. I've got your dollar bead bag and your dollar bead box, both to unbox for the month of August. We're going to get started with the dollar bead bag, and as you guys know, you can get all of the information for how to subscribe to the dollar bead bag, the dollar bead box, and the dollar bead club, all in the description box. So we will get straight to the unboxing, and you guys can look up all the different ways you can subscribe as soon as we are finished here. So the dollar bead bag always comes with 8 strands. You've always got 4 3mm strands and 4 4mm strands of Czech fire polished beads, and it comes in a nice little bag, and you've got your list so that you can look over and see what is included in your bag. Okay, so we're going to start with the 3mm strands. There are 4 3mm strands. The first 3mm strand is medium topaz. I'm sorry, medium sapphire. And this is a really, really beautiful blue color. Very, very pretty bead. It captures the light very well. It's really, really beautiful. And then the next 3mm strand is a matte teal. I really love the matte finish on these, and there is a large strand of this too. I'm going to show you here in just a few minutes. This is really beautiful. And then emerald green. This is a great green color. It's very, very vibrant. And then last but not least is a strand, a 3mm strand of topaz. And again, a very beautiful strand for sure. So those are the 4 3mm strands. Really beautiful. Okay, let's move on to the 4mm strands. So just like I mentioned is the matte teal. I really love this color. That matte finish is really stunning. Okay, and then crystal honey AB. This is a beautiful strand. I do not feel like this is coming across as beautiful as it is on camera, but trust me, this is one of the prettier strands I have seen in a long time. Really, really special looking. Okay, and then matte dark cyan. It's another great blue with that awesome matte finish. I'm just really partial to the matte bead finishes. I think it's really interesting and really different. And then a tangerine strand. Now, if I remember correctly, in one of the previous bags, there was a tangerine strand in the 3mm. So if you've been getting your bags for a while now, I think you're really starting to see you're building up your stash quite a bit and getting both the 3mm and 4mm in the same colors, which I love. I really, really love that. So there are the 4 4mm strands, and here are the 4 3mm strands. And again, all Czech glass beads. You get these in one shipment. It's very, very affordable. Check the description box if you are interested in the dollar bead bag. You can reorder all of these items through September 30th. Okay. Love it, love it, love it. I'm actually a little bit behind this month because I was away when these boxes actually arrived. So I apologize for being a little bit late on getting all of these to you. All right, so let's talk about the dollar bead box. The bead box is different than the strands. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of everything in the dollar bead box. You're going to get some strands, you're going to get some findings, you're going to get some individual beads, and some, there's usually some sort of stringing material as well, and I think there is in this one. So we're going to open it up and check it out. If you're interested in subscribing, definitely check the description box to find out how you can get the dollar bead box. You do not get the dollar bead box and the dollar bead bag together. Those are 2 separate subscriptions from the same company. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So the dollar bead box always has a nice little information guide. There's always a cute little note from the people at Dollar Bead Box talking a little bit about what you can find in your box. And then on the back is a checklist to go through. So we're going to go down the checklist, and I'm going to show you guys individually everything that is in the box. So the first thing that they always start with on the checklist is the strands. So we are going to start with the strands as well. The first strand is a 4mm strand of Czech glass pearl in coral. There are 50 of these. These are so, so pretty. I feel like I've gotten another strand of these, maybe a larger strand, or I may be mistaken, they may have been in the teal color, but it doesn't really make any difference to me because I love the finish on these. It has that shift in it. So under lighting, not particularly the yellow lights that I've got going on, but under the lighting at your desk or outside, they have that shift to green and gold, which is really beautiful. Always happy to get a strand like that. All right, the next strand is a 1x2 millimeter Chinese crystal rondelle strand in opaque red. I love a tiny strand. I'm a huge, huge fan of such a tiny little bead. As a matter of fact, I was just at Bead Fest and I picked up several strands that are this size. They really sparkle. They're really understated, but just really fancy in my opinion. I really, really love them. So I love this strand. I've already got some ideas for this. Can't wait to use it. All right, the next strand is a 6 millimeter Czech glass Druck strand in peridot, which is this beautiful green color. Nice 6 millimeter bead. That's a good size bead. Pretty with just about anything. Really, really like that. And you're getting 32 of these, so that's a good amount. That's a long strand of beads. Okay, the next strand is another 6 millimeter strand of Czech glass Druck beads in light amethyst. So you can actually mix these two together. They would look really pretty in a design together. Very springtime feeling. I know we are in the dog days of summer, but there's nothing wrong with styling for the spring. Going ahead and getting ready for next year for sure. All right, and then there is one last strand. This is a 6x8 millimeter Czech glass twisted rondelle. You're either going to get this in the amber color, which is what I have, or you will get this in blue zircon. And there are 32 of these. This is a really interesting shape. It's a rondelle shape, but it has a little, it's not that faceted that you're used to seeing. It has this twist design to it. It's very, very different. I really, really like it. Super, super cool. And that's a good long strand of beads there. Okay. All right. So those are all of the strands. I'm just going to give you another glance at those because we are just now getting started. We just made it through the strands. Now we're going to talk about all the individual items that are also in the box. So I'm going to set this to the side and let's move on to the additional items. You're going to get a 32 to 36 inch hand-dyed Chinese silk cord. I got mine in jet. You can also get this in raspberry. So you're either going to get it in the black or that raspberry color, which I would imagine is probably a maroon color on the pink side, if I had to guess. So this is definitely a welcome addition. I love silks. I'm always a fan. I love to incorporate them into my jewelry designs. So this was a really cool addition. All right, so I'm going to move this to the side and now we're going to go to the bags. All of the bags, there's a whole handful of bags. I'm going to go through these one at a time and we will talk about what is in here. All right, so the first thing that comes up is the Czech glass butterflies. These are 12 by 14. These are really, really cute. There are two of these. They're blue with a silver wash. I really, really love these. And I love that you get two of these so that you can create earrings with these if you want to, or you can use them individually. But these are really, really pretty. I love the specialty beads that are always included in the dollar bead box. And that's definitely what I would consider these really lovely butterflies. Okay. Next is a 20 millimeter Czech glass vintage style tubular coin bead in kiwi green. This is another specialty bead that I love that they include. This is really different. I'm a huge fan of coin beads, and to get a Czech glass bead in this really crazy cool lime green color, that's just really, really awesome. I could turn this into the focal point of a pendant of some kind. It would look really, really cool with some of the other beads, actually. I could imagine this with the peridot and the amethyst. Really cool addition. I am a fan. Okay, so next is, let's see, moving on along, 6 millimeter pewter spacers in antique silver. I love that they always include things like this. They are always appreciated. So you're getting 8 antique spacers, or I'm sorry, 8 spacers in antique silver, and these are a fun little shape. I'll try to hold this up for you so that you can really see what these look like. It's a really neat little teardrop shape, and it is absolutely that teardrop shape on both sides. It's not just flat or round on one side. It really has a teardrop shape to it. It is drilled towards the top. And so then when it hangs, it has that really cool teardrop effect. This would look really beautiful between beads. Really, really happy with this addition. All right, so next is, we've got a 4x5 star cut Chinese crystal in blue amethyst, or I'm sorry, blue iris. And there are 2 different sizes of this. So there is the 4x5 millimeter, and then you also get the 5x7, which I think is really, really cool. This is another really interesting cut of a bead that I'm just now starting to see everywhere. This must be very popular this year. Previous to this year, it existed, but I didn't see it very, very often. No, it's very hard to see in my hand just what that shape is. It's sort of a rectangle shape, but then it has the star cut to it, if you're familiar with that. So it really makes for an interesting looking bead. And again, you're getting this in the 2 different sizes. So you're going to get the 4x5 millimeter and the 5x7 in the blue iris. I think these are really, really cool. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Gotta tell ya, I'm a fan. I love an interesting bead. I love a bead that nobody else has. And the Dollar Bead Box always does a really good job of that. This is another bead that I think is super cool. So you're getting a 12 by 21 millimeter tubular rectangle bead in purple goldstone. I'm a big fan of goldstone. I've got quite a bit of blue goldstone, but this is my first piece of purple, and it is so dark. And you can see that shimmer on that bead. It's stunning. Like, what a cool, cool bead. And it's almost black. That's how deep that purple is. So you would really want to add this to some more purple beads, maybe in a lighter color, to really bring out the purple hue that is in this. Really interesting bead. I really, really like it. And like I said, that's my first piece of the purple goldstone. I've got lots of the blue, so I'm happy to have a piece of purple. All right, next is a Brazil opalite twisted tubular oval. That is this guy. So we're getting a little earthy now. And I love that. I love that there's a mix of a little bit of everything. Really, really cool. So this is a piece of ovalite. Really nice. I really like the cut on that. And it's interesting on both sides, which is always a plus. Really cool. All right, next is Czech glass table cut crystal tiger stripe. These are cool beads too. Table cut Czech glass has been turning up a lot in places and strands that I have seen recently. I really think that Czech glass is really just having, I mean, who doesn't love Czech glass, but it really is having a resurgence now. People are really just kind of falling all over themselves for the Czech glass beads, particularly any of the vintage style. This guy would definitely classify as vintage Czech glass. So they are always growing in popularity, and the table cut is really nice because it has that really clear finish on one side, but then the edge has that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of matte. It's like smoky around the edge, so it's a really cool bead to have for sure. You can never have too much Czech glass. All right, next is 19 millimeter Swarovski wave beads. You get 2 of these in crystal antique pink. I love that they always include a little bit of Swarovski into the shipments, and these are super cool. I love the fun shapes. These are drilled through the middle at an angle. So these are going to hang really cool. It's definitely a nice addition. I could think of a lot of different things I would like to do with these for sure. Super cool. All right, moving along. We just got a few more to go. So daisy spacers in antique brass. There are 10 of these. They are 5mm. I always love to get these. I'm really building up my stash thanks to Dollar Bead Box of my findings that are of this nature, like spacer beads and bead caps and things like that. I always love getting those in boxes. Really appreciate it because it helps me to kind of build up my stash, because a lot of times when I go shopping for beads, spacers and bead caps are always an afterthought and I never end up with enough. So it's nice that Dollar Bead Box is doing the thinking for me and including them in their shipments with their beads. I really appreciate that they do that. All right, so 10mm, speaking of bead caps, a 10mm cone, antique silver plated. You're getting 2 of these. These are really cool. Another addition that I'm glad that they are thinking of because it's always an afterthought for me. So these are great little cones. You've got 2 of them. You can use them as necklace ends to cover up the ends of multi-strand designs. You can also use these as tassel toppers, or you can just use these as bead caps. Really, really super cool. I love that they have that funky finish to them. So they have that really cool texture, which is great. Love that. We've got 2 things left. So we've got calla lily charms, silver plated. You're getting 2 of these. These are just really nice, really cute addition. I would love to see more charms in the Dollar Bead Boxes, because again, just like the findings, sometimes it's an afterthought and I don't think about it until I've already gotten home from the bead store. So those are really cute. You could use these as earrings, or you could use these as charms on a bracelet, or you could add these right at the clasp as just an extra decorative element. Super cool. All right, and last but not least are 2 8mm Chinese glass laser etched rounds. I love these too, and I've been getting a few of these in the Dollar Bead Box recently, this laser etch. I really like it. It's really fun and cool. This is purple with that white, and the purple has that shimmer to it. It's that kind of metallic looking. Very, very cool. These are really interesting beads. They look great all by themselves. They look really interesting mixed with some of your other beads, and I think they make really cool earrings. They're definitely visually interesting. These will catch people's eye for sure. So all in all, I think this is a really good shipment. It always is. They always include a lot of really good things. Let me bring everything to the center here so you can kind of get an idea of everything all out, so that you get an idea of the assortment that there is. Just kind of bringing everything in, and then I'll zoom you out just a little bit so you can see 2 of the little things, this antique spacers and that star cut beads. The larger ones I didn't take out of the packaging, but you get a pretty good idea of everything that's here for the month of August, which is awesome. You've got a nice variety of things. You've got some great strands. You've got some great focal beads here, and you do have the addition of the metal pieces, which I always really, really appreciate. I do love the Chinese silk that they have included. I hope to see that and some charms some more. So I definitely think that those are 2 great additions to the box. All in all, I think it was a good shipment this month. It always is. I've yet to have a complaint. So I think they're doing whatever they are doing it well, and just need to continue doing so. I hope you guys have enjoyed checking out the Dollar Bead Box, and don't forget the Dollar Bead Bag as well. So when you add all this in, you've really got a lot to choose from for the month of August. And don't forget that everything that you see here, you can reorder for the entire month for $1. So if you are interested in getting some more of the strands of the Czech glass from the Dollar Bead Bag, or any of the items that were in the Dollar Bead Box, you can reorder those for the entire month for just $1, which is super, super cool. Definitely check out the website after you have become a Dollar Bead Club member, which is what you will get when you subscribe. Then you can also check out the other beads that they have on their website that are priced really, really well also. So this can be your one-stop shop for all your beading needs. So I've enjoyed it so far, and I hope you guys are enjoying it too. Thanks for joining me. I will be doing another unboxing soon. Thanks, guys.